Turns out I was muted. Happy Flickin' Friday, friends. Welcome to the Swift Wings Speakeasy. Here, the only thing you can predict is a good time. We are your source for news, reviews, and daily discourse. However, on Fridays, it's more often disorder than discourse. So please join in the conversation as we discuss life, liberty, and the pursuit of fandom. As always, if you want to support this channel as the world falls apart, please leave your questions and comments in our Streamlab link that we have provided in the description of this video. And without any further ado, let's get it. That goes fast. I was trying to get us ready. Swiggity swap. What's up, everybody? It's Jesse and Sean. We're back. Speakeasy's back. And we got people waiting. I'm glad you guys got the notification. Reviews by ZH. Hello, y'all. By the way, I just posted my first video today. Congratulations, buddy. That's how you do it. You got to start somewhere. And Garth, I like the image of Jesse and thumbnails. Flipso's Marvel shirt says Jiram. Yes, sir.
What is up to everyone? You can hear me now, right? I realized I was making noises, but I wasn't looking at the screen. I was muted the whole time. Reviews by ZH. You're new to the chat, and we appreciate you being here. And you know what? The key to getting started is getting started.
I really thought. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. In doing this channel and having fun and trying to grow, I do a ton of research. I watch so many other creators, other YouTube videos, and how to do this and how to do that. And honestly, like, the best camera is the one in your pocket. The best lighting is, the one in front of you. Like, the best setting, the best time is now. Just record your videos and throw them out there and see if people like them. And you'll never know. One
of the best. Just a little self-promotion, especially if you like music. Oh, I was Scout About. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Welcome, Scout.
Oh, that makes more sense.
That does make more sense.
I think you sent me a message, and I haven't had a chance to look into it yet, but I will do that. I promise. I've been swamp busy, which we'll talk about. I've been swamp busy this week.
The holidays. We are going to talk about the holidays. One of the best pieces of advice that I've heard multiple times over is, would you watch you?
Right.
And keep that in mind when you're watching stuff. And I love watching me a lot. I watch me more than anybody else watches me, except maybe Sean. Sean might be tied or surpassed.
Yes.
Weird, but it's not meant to. Lego says, Sean, your lighting is fantastic. I am envious. Robert Adams, hello, gentlemen. Maybe we should take weeks off more often. We come back and everyone's coming in strong. So I love the energy.
Hot. Let's go.
Coming in hot. We're starting in.
Thank you for the lighting comment too. It's just I have some I don't want to move my camera because it's all like mounted, but I just have like some like Govee lights that are running around the room, and then I have the button up there, so it kind of like changes the thing. And then I have a ring light and a ring light, and I have a ring light down here, but it's not turned on because especially when I wear my glasses, it just reflects. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, sexfine.xyz says free girls in U City.
Yes.
I hate when they cost money.
Maybe you want to take care of that real quick.
We're sorry. Yeah. Get out of here. Not right now, but my hope and confidence will grow, and I'll be able to watch myself. Yeah, you'll get there.
Rewatch it. Yeah, rewatch it and try to remove yourself. That's the best thing. Anything you're doing, try to remove yourself from you and just think of it as a viewer, type of thing. And that's the best way to attempt to critique your own self. And that's the toughest critiquing your own self. But that's always also sometimes you're going to be your harshest critic. So you may not, if you think it looks good, I'd imagine other people think it looks pretty good too.
Yeah.
Boom. Wisdom. That's what we're here for.
Should call him Wisdom Blade. Oh, man. Nope. I worked too long today.
And I'm going to critique Jesse and say nope. That's it. No.
Man, I love this. I feel like we're getting all the regulars in at the same time. Jonathan Caro, a great last hour of my birthday watching Flick and Reel. Happy birthday, John.
Happy birthday, John. And I know you would put some stuff in our chat earlier, and I hope it became a better birthday. I know it's been tough. There's been some news going on today, and we could probably start off there.
Pizza boxes.
Pizza box? No, not that type of news.
Terrible segue.
No, I did want to touch on we lost a member of our community. What was the Schmodown community? I think that's kind of where a lot of us got started. Maybe not all of us, but a lot of us. And it turned into kind of a reactor community and just a pop culture geekdom community type of thing. a friend of a lot of people, Ben Rayner. We got word today that he passed away, and it's sad. It sucks. I think that you can scour, the tweets and the mentions and stuff, and you're not going to find a single person that would ever say a bad word about Ben. I think he was a fantastic person. I was a guest on his show maybe about 6 months ago, and we had talked about doing another show as well, and just things didn't line up. Summer got busy, winter got busy, and I hadn't talked to him in a bit, but he was always great. We had some minor conversations, like face to face, screen to screen, whatever, on like Zoom calls and stuff, like group chats and whatnot. And he was just always like the best guy. Like Ben
he just seemed like a walking
one of the best
beam of optimism.
Absolutely.
He'll be sorely missed. I had limited interactions with him, but everything, whether it be on Twitter, YouTube, or wherever else, he was not only very optimistic about all the things that he was passionate about, but he was a great supporter of other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
He loved sharing in the passions that other people had. I don't know. Kind of at a loss for words.
What can you say? The only thing we can say is I hope that the people closest to him and cared about him, that are really dealing with this a lot more than we are, being removed from his day-to-day life. Like hopefully that they're getting through it and they can find their way through things.
All right. Well, there's never an easy transition, so we'll move forward. Ben, we have you in our thoughts, and we're thinking about you all the time. And
shout out to Ben. Everything tonight's for Ben. Appreciate you, bud. And that's that's not the way the world. Apparently, someone else passed away too, which is another sad thing. A celebrity. Not someone any one of us know.
Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters. Yeah, I heard. I'd seen something in the chat. I was very busy tonight, but I didn't get to like read up on it or anything. But apparently, Barbara Walters passed away.
Yeah. So, as you guys saw in the title, we are going to be covering our top 5 most anticipated films of 2023. Sean, did you tell me or confirm that you have that together? I don't remember.
Well, I don't have anything prepped for it.
Great. We can go through mine.
We can Google image. We can talk about things. We can Google images. I took a screenshot of someone else's like huge list, and I was like, all right, I need to look over this thing. I've been so swamped. So I'm on vacation. It's between Christmas and New Year's, and I took a few days off because I had holidays anyway. And so I took the family, went to Reno. We had a good fun weekend. We got back home and we're like, oh, New Year's is coming up. We have a ton of people coming over our house and we should clean the house. And so we've been cleaning our house all day, but we're going to use the vacation time to like deep clean our garage and the kids' rooms and our room. Because, as you grow and as you're an adult, and most people don't throw things away, you just like, oh, I'll just put that box right there. And then I'll just put this other box right on top of that box. And then I'm just going to put this box on top.
You're saying that as I have about 9 boxes to my left right now.
And I'm like, I
moved in a year and a half ago.
I'm like, I don't have anywhere for my shoes now. I'm just going to slide them under here. And then they get slid under. And then you're like, where'd my shoes go? I'll just take this other pair of shoes. I'm just going to slide this other pair of shoes behind them. And then you're like, you just accumulate things. And we have so much stuff. Like we have thrown away a ton of garbage and donated a bunch of stuff. I took like an entire, one of those big old Goodwill bins.
Yeah.
And then we still have more stuff. And I hadn't even gone through my stuff. So I've been swamped. I've been busy.
Robert,
yes.
You and Robert are spirit brothers. Sean is currently describing my living room studio.
That's exactly it. I've been ignoring the chat. I'm sorry. I haven't read a single thing that's gone on. Let me scroll back
up. Garth said I made a list on Letterboxd of 2023 movies I want to see, and it's 42 movies so far. Wow. That's a lot. It's a lot of movies.
Of two scenes. The top of my list, and it might be the soonest thing that's going to happen, is The Last of Us is coming up, and I am so jacked for that. And Jesse just started playing it, so if you haven't seen that, go back, open another tab, go watch that video, leave a comment, like the video too. Jesse started playing The Last of Us
also,
and without spoiling things, if no one else has seen it, that first 20 minutes of the game is a little tough to get through, right?
That was a shock to the system, to say the least.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, and I am promising to anyone that did suffer through some of the connection issues of that video not the whole thing, but there's parts. Making plans to have a better presentation on the next go round.
Yeah,
Robert Adams.
We'll touch base and make sure we'll get you set up as best you can.
Yeah, we'll figure something else out. Anyways, let me bring up my list. I got it over here.
Oh, that's what, you know what, I can do this here. I'm gonna send this list. This is just movies.
Yeah.
So
I do have, there's definitely shows that I'm looking forward to, but
I'm gonna send this so I can pull it up on the computer.
Where is?
I'm just gonna vibe off of you. We were wholly unprepared for this, or at least I was. Save, and then add this and download.
I got some surprises, and there's a lot of good stuff coming. So let's start with my number 5 most anticipated film of. Yep.
Sorry, I I'm going to separate this too. Are we recording? We didn't set the recording thing. I
didn't do recording because it jacks up my stuff.
It's fine. It's fine. I was just going to separate it out and put up a separate video later. It's easier to edit.
Do you not want this then?
Good.
This thing?
Huh?
This banner thing? Goose, what are you doing in that box? Get out of that
fine.
box.
You're good. You're good.
And this? Some of this action.
We were mildly prepared. At least Jesse was.
I told you it's pre-set up.
Okay.
One
no,
second. A box of backpacks. Get out of here.
This is chaos. this is vaguely organized chaos.
Wait, look, you gotta get dangle. Dangle.
Have you seen that TikTok trend? It's like, see if you have a amenable cat,
yeah.
like go like this.
Oh well, then there's the other one that's like, see
attack.
if your cat's intelligent or not by dangling it and putting it against the wall and see if it tries to stop, like with it put its hands out. All of my cats are dumb as hell.
No, they just face plant into the wall.
Yeah,
it's amazing. No, what I was going to ask you before you got started, are you going to do top 5 things or top 5 movies and then top 5 shows? How do you want to do it?
I have a list of my top 5 most anticipated films of 2023. If you want to open the discussion to things we're excited about for 2023, we can have a very unorganized conversation, and I would be happy to do that.
And then toss in shows and books and events and everything else.
Things in 2023 to be excited about, because we've had so many years that it's just been a bleak future, post-apocalyptic garbage.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, so we'll start with films.
Yeah, let's do this. Here you go.
There we go. I like that. Not that my head wasn't big enough already. This works. I'm gonna get caught up in the chat really quick before. Going by 3 stages all the way. Nick Cage. Oh, there's Nick Cage Western coming out, but there's also that vampire movie that I forgot what it's called. Also, is Robert Eggers' Nosferatu coming out next year?
I don't know. I know that's Skarsgård, right? Bill Skarsgård. Is that?
Yeah.
Is he in that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Lego says vaguely organized chaos is a mood. I think that's our mood. Have we trademarked that yet? Because
welcome to the stream. That will definitely be on TeePublic in the coming weeks.
It's weird that I often feel like I bring both the organization and the chaos.
Oh, don't we?
When it tries to like hyper organize sometimes, but
Renfield, yes, yeah, no. If you have a Nick Cage question, Lego's the one to answer. I know you had posted something on Twitter about your letterbox and Nick Cage. I think I saw that earlier, and we'll come to you for all the answers.
All right.
Yeah, Garth, that is cool. They have them in there. Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker and the lady.
Ashley.
Not Ashley Eckstein.
No, Ashley, right? No, that's definitely not the one. I can't remember her last name out at the moment. She was in the Avengers.
Oh,
she was the inspiration for Ellie, which a lot of people thought was Elliot Page for the longest time, and it wasn't them. But no, the Ashley Johnson. There you go, from Critical Role. Yeah, so she was the waitress that was saved by Captain America on the bridge or something like that, and they interview her at the end. She's on like a news broadcast.
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, she that's her. That she was the original inspiration for Ellie.
Well, fun. We should be rude and just be like, we're actually not going to start our list until we get back to 10 live viewers. So I
We
mean,
should be like,
yes,
wait, call your friends. Everyone, call your
let's get
Using growing pains.
all Ponzi up in here. Tell your friends to
Wow.
tell your friends, and bring them all back to us.
36.
I mean, if
Nice.
you guys want to share this link, so
How high is Drive Angry? Because that movie was bonkers. I had never seen it. When on our inaugural episode of Jumping the Shark featuring Mr. Mike Deacon. Before I was a part of the channel, I was just a guest at the time.
the lovely 3 that we did. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm still a fan of that concept. If I ever find the time to revisit it, I would love to do Shark Jumpers again. If you guys aren't familiar with Shark Jumpers,
That's what it was.
I think you can search it on the channel to find it, or you can just go way back towards the beginning, back before we even had like this much going on in StreamYards. But essentially, the show was either film careers or films themselves that really jumped the shark. Like you were with them for a moment, and then pow! And we did that for Nick Cage, which is like a little funny because Drive Angry jumped the shark when it started,
Yeah.
and then we did.
It rode the shark.
It did. It was on the shark the whole
He,
time.
he jumped. He literally was on back of the shark and jumped over it. Yeah.
But Drive Angry, I think, was my favorite of the bunch. And then there's Next and Knowing. Knowing, like, you follow for a bit, and it sure does do something at the end. All right, we're at 10 viewers, so I can get back to my list here in a second. Oh, so not literal sharks. Well, it's funny you say literal sharks, because I believe in our second or third episode, we talked about the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise,
Yeah.
which had zombie sharks. So we did talk about sharks.
It is true they did get to zombie sharks. Who were the other guests? So the first one was me and Mike Deacon. Then it was Jeff
We
and
had Paige Probetti on one, Jeff
Paige.
was on, and then Tyler Hall. Mike Deacon was on our Nick Cage one, I think.
yeah, me and Mike. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
cool.
Anyway, oh, see, and then that person dropped out. Now we have to wait again. Back to 9. Come on, guys, share the link.
You know,
Get it
I think
out.
we can. I think we can just move on. We could kill this bit.
Fine, I was just gonna milk it like the cow I am. All right, so something for you to cut out. All right, guys. So I am going to start my top 5 most anticipated list for 2023, and that is kicking off with a movie going. I think it's going straight to HBO unless they change it and it's doing a cinematic release. I can't keep track anymore, but it is in fact Evil Dead Rise, the return to the Evil Dead franchise that has been confirmed to be in continuity. It is not a reboot. We are following the Necronomicon to a high-rise apartment and following a family that has to deal with the undead and the Deadites and the Kandarian demon and all that good stuff. And if you're an Evil Dead fan, this has the blessing of Bruce Campbell. It's being produced, I do believe, by Sam Raimi. It's going to be amazing. Robert Adams says it's going to be in theaters. Okay, so they changed. Originally, it was straight to HBO Max. Now it's in theaters. Finally, Zaslav did something right. Thank you.
According to this graphic, it says April 1st in theaters.
April 1st. Okay.
Joke's on you.
Sean, do you have one, or do you want me to roll right into number 4?
Oh, go for number 4.
All right. Robert Adams says, I love Evil Dead, as do I, Robert. Number 4, here's a curveball for you. I'm wearing the wrong sweatshirt. I have a more appropriate one for this. Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I am very excited for it. Do I have any really good reason? Not really, other than the cast looks like they're having a lot of fun. I love the music in the trailers. I enjoy Dungeons and Dragons, and anyone that says that this movie does not look serious enough is playing some boring-ass games of Dungeons and Dragons. Fix that. This movie looks like a lot of fun, and I need some fun in my top 5. And you guys can tell me how wrong you think I am in the comments. Robert Adams said he's not really looking forward to that. Not really a D&D fan. He must have been one of those guys chasing Eddie Munson out of town, you know what I'm saying? All right, number 3 to get Robert Adams' attention, Barbie. Greta Gerwig's Barbie. I'm a fan of Greta Gerwig, and I know just from the trailer that they're doing something different here. And what is my cat doing? Bro. All right, bye-bye. If this was, there's a lot of directors that you could have said, oh, they're attached to, Barbie, and you wouldn't think much of it because it's just, big IP. But if the Lego movie has taught us anything, there's a lot you can do with recognizable IP and start a story from scratch. We got Simu Liu, Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie. Just really excited for it. There we go. I finally got the chat back on board with me, and we all are definitely Barbie girls in a Barbie world. Sean, are you ready for my next two?
Go for it.
Great. Number 2, just to be predictable, I'm sure this is in most people's top 5, but what can you say when the first one was just so damn good? Across the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It had to be there. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the first one, right? My brain just kind of crapped out on me. But that was one of my favorite movies that year.
And Into the Spider-Verse was the first one.
Into the Spider-Verse, yeah. Incredible. Looking forward to more Oscar Isaac, seeing all the different Spider variations. Hopefully it doesn't end up too stuffed, but the first trailer was really cool. It'll be great to get, I almost called him Nick Miller, Jake Johnson back. We saw him in the trailer briefly, and Haley Steinfeld. The cast is great. The movie's going to be fantastic. Anyone want to guess my number 1? I want to see if anyone, we got a fair amount of people that know me in the chat. What's my number 1? Sean probably knows. Sean can guess.
I had myself muted, so there was no noise. Yeah, I can guess your number 1 because you haven't listed it in your 2 through 5. And I will say I also am interested in that number 1. I don't know if it's in my top 5 though, because you know my feelings on the first one.
I do.
So I'll say on part 1, in case anyone else needed a hint.
Robert Adams, it's not Quantumania, it's not Oppenheimer. Neither of those are, I mean, obviously in my top 5. I actually don't have, oh, that's not true. I was gonna say I don't have a comic book movie in my top 5, but Across the Spider-Verse is in fact a comic book movie. Nope. Sean knows what it is. It is Dune Part 2, Denis Villeneuve's sequel to the incredible, beautiful, awe-inspiring Dune Part 1. Love that movie. Love that book. I think it's an incredible realization. You can scroll back through the channel and see me gush and ooh and ah all about Dune. I love Dune. Dune and the Sandman are like my 2 separate personalities. I do have some honorable mentions that I'll throw in there. If we want to talk about Dune or any of these top 5s, or if you're surprised that something's not in my top 5, shouldn't be, discussed in the chat. Robert Adams, I don't care about Mission Impossible, so if you feel like unsubscribing, please don't, because Sean's still like,
what? I care about Mission Impossible. I love Mission Impossible movies get better with every single entry. They've only gotten better and better and better, in my opinion. I mean, number 2, you know, if you go from number 1, number 2 was a down, but then they've been just skyrocketing up every single entry in the series.
Really quick, thanks for the reminder, Garth. The last time I checked, we didn't have anything in here. Garth just sent in a couple Streamlabs. Thank you so much, Garth. You are
Garth.
Man.
Garth's always the man.
He is always the man. Garth remains to be the man at all times. We really appreciate you, buddy. I'll get these read off for you. Oh, these looks like some listings. Okay.
Garth, I see the 5 and the 1. Is the 1 supposed to, we got the 1 first, so which one's supposed to go
I'm
first?
trying to figure out, yeah.
Because it looks like okay was the beginning of the statement, but I'm not really sure. You let us know. We'll read them off for you.
Oh, and wait, there's 2 1s and a 5.
Yeah.
Oh, the one's a 4.
What? Oh, that was from John.
Oh, John's 5.
Oh, I copied John's. John, thank you. I just saw yours as well.
John,
sorry, emails. Everything's out of sorts.
Okay, I'm just going to read them in the order that they're in here, and we'll go from there. All right, from Mr. Garth Harkness McMurray. Of movies in 2023, I'm really looking forward to Asteroid City by Wes Anderson, starring Tilda Swinton, always a Tilda Swinton fan, Adrian Brody, Tom Hanks, Margot Robbie, Rupert Friend, Jason Schwartzman, Scarlett Johansson, Bryan Cranston, Jeff Goldblum, and Jeffrey Wright continued in the next one. Asteroid City cast continued. Liev Schreiber, Tony, I will only call him Tony Ravioli. Tony Ravioli, Matt Dillon, Maya Hawke, Fisher Stevens, Edward Norton, Steve Carell, Hong Chow, Willem Dafoe, Grace Edwards, Rita Wilson, Jarvis Cocker, Oh, okay. And many more. What? I've never heard of this movie.
I only heard of it. Some show I was listening to, they were talking about someone trying to get on a Wes Anderson movie. And I was like, I mean, all right. They're always indie stuff. And like all those people are going to be in the movie, but they're going to be in the movie for like 1 or 2 lines. They're going to be like a bellhop at a asteroid motel or something like that. It's a huge cast. So it's great.
You're not kidding. That's nuts. I mean, I don't know. The trailer does have to sell me though, because if people liked it, that's great. Babylon did not get me just by going cast. And I'm like,
Right.
okay. I have to be interested in what's going on here. John the Stream with a $5 Streamlabs. Thank you, John. John is also the man. I was just gonna say a man. He's also the man. We have a lot of the men. John said, okay, we've entertained this show long enough. There's only one thing to anticipate in 2023, and that is Fast 10. Everything else is invalid. Well, I'm also excited for Last of Us HBO series, Jedi Survivor, and Tears of the Kingdom. But come on, Fast 10. Yeah, Fast 10 your seatbelts. That joke hasn't been made yet.
No, never enough.
Yeah, I'm probably not the guy for Fast 10, but I'll watch Last of Us with you, Johnny boy. Tony, yeah. Every time I watch an episode of Willow, which I'm one episode behind on, I was trying to catch up and I do it successfully. It's definitely Tony Ravioli.
I really like this most recent episode. It was great. The last one, a lot of people like to say the 5th episode was kind of like a bottle episode, but it was more like character building. Like they did a lot of cool stuff, especially with
the Reaper one, right? I liked it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They did a lot of special stuff, especially with Jade. Giving her backstory. And stuff.
My gosh, have you ever just like watched somebody and be like, "Kiss, damn it"?
Yes, so close. We're so close. But then this next episode was really cool, and they deal with the trolls and stuff, and it was fun. It was a good one. Yes, fasten your seatbelt. I keep saying every time I hear Fast 10, I'm like, fasten your seatbelt. They need to say that in the trailer, or like, what are we doing
here? Let's get over to my honorable.
I am loving Willow to I'm mixed on Willow, and that seems to be how the internet feels, to be honest. It's either like, hey, I'm loving this, or I don't think anyone's hating on it. I think people are just like, some of the writing doesn't work, but it's also super fun, but then this doesn't work, but that part was cool. It's kind of like this mixed bag, or you're just like all on board, and that seems to be. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Like, it's not my favorite thing, but I really enjoy it, and I look forward to it every Wednesday. So I'm kind of on that.
I think it's cheeky. I think it's fun, but it's also not. It doesn't hit that must-see TV for me. Okay. Like Andor, when Andor dropped, I'm like, let's go. Next episode of Andor. Willow, like I said, I went 2 weeks without seeing it. And then like this Wednesday, I was trying to watch both, and I ended up only watching one. So I saw 5. I'll try to watch 6 before 7.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a minor case of the uncanny valley syndrome, where. And I'm completely separate from the actual Uncanny Valley, but where you're watching a fantasy epic, like a Lord of the Rings type of thing. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they're using modern dialogue, and you're like, whoa, I have to
modern dialogue.
I gotta train my brain not to expect like Lord of the Rings type of dialogue.
Like
you know
Howard,
what I mean?
Or Howard Shore.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. But I think you have to just remind yourself that this is not that. And because if you go back and watch the movie, like that's how Val Kilmer talked in the first movie. Like he wasn't like talking in this British accent. He's just straight up an American, like in the world, type of thing. And so that you got to imagine his kids are going to be that way, and so are the other characters. So
what I won't accept is anyone trying to say like, oh, this besmirches Willow, or this doesn't live up to. Let's take a deep breath, take Willow for what it was.
Go touch some grass and then turn it back on.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's probably why I'm feeling pretty just like, I'm okay with it, because the original, I don't have a huge high regard for. I'm like, yeah, the original is cheeky and fun and a little silly, and that's what this is. It's a little different because it feels a little more modern, but it's fun, and I'm liking some of it. Okay.
Interesting. Yes, Indiana Jones. Oh, cool.
I feel like if I say honorable mentions, by the 12th time, I might actually start talking about them.
Yeah.
This goes to what Robert was bringing up earlier. The Marvel releases, the theatrical releases of Guardians 3, Quantumania, and The Marvels. Am I missing one? It's those three, right?
I think I listed them all here in the chat. Ant-Man, Guardians, The Marvels. Yeah, those are the only Marvel stuff.
Okay. That's a three-way tie for me. I have reasons to like all of them and minor concerns for all of them, kind of. So like they all level out as far as cool. I'm sure they'll be a lot of fun and I'll have a good time. Nothing about them screams originality. Like something like Shang-Chi was very different. Eternals I thought was very different. So I got very excited for them. Spider-Man was awesome, but it also, like with the marketing stuff, didn't scream like this is a really original idea.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, oh, Spider-Man, it's going to be a lot of fun. And it was great. So there's nothing between Quantumania, the Marvels, or Guardians that stands out to me as being like something I should uniquely anticipate any more than I would the next Marvel film, which I do anticipate. I like them a lot. I'll say, just because it's on that topic, my most anticipated DC films is kind of a toss-up between Fury of the Gods, Shazam, and Blue Beetle. It's not Aquaman or the Flash.
Right.
It's one of those two.
As much as I loved the first Shazam, I'm not much anticipating the second one, and this was before the
terrible.
It's just like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it has the fun of the first one. Maybe it's good because everyone's getting older, and so it's not that childlike wonder type of thing anymore. I don't know. It didn't seem quite as bubbly.
It is a little weird when everyone looks like they're 25 turning into somebody that's 40.
Well, that's why they kept
Grace
the same actress. Mary something. Mary was the other actress, the older version. They got rid of her.
Bolton, Mary Batson.
That's what I meant. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. And I like the other actress. She was on Hawaii Five-0 for a number of seasons, and I watched that for a while. And she was always great. I loved her, and she was the older version of Mary. And I'm sad that she's not coming back, but she was good.
We do get Adam Brody, right?
Adam Brody, yeah, still.
But my favorite Adam Brody movie is still Grind. Due to going back to my mentions here, due to Paddington being as great as it is, the director of the first two Paddington movies is doing Wonka with Timothée Chalamet. Again, kind of an instance of Barbie, right? If you said Barbie directed by X throwaway director, I'd be like, I could not care less. You tell me the guy that did Paddington is doing Wonka with Timothée Chalamet, I'm like, okay. And it's a musical. I'm like, this sounds kind of fascinating. Let's go. And then I'll just say I'm currently right now working on emotionally preparing myself for the final goodbye to Indiana Jones. The trailer in theaters hit me a lot more emotionally than it did.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are my things. Did you scrap up some stuff?
I scrapped up some stuff, but I'm going to do it differently because I have this nifty little graphic that I'm going to pop on screen, and I'm going to move over this way so you can see. Stole this from our friend Jake Berlin. He posted this on his Instagram, so I took a screenshot of it.
Yeah, wait.
Shout out to Jake. I'm going to go through each line. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 6. I'm going to just go through top to bottom.
Okay. Is this group discussion, or are you just doing your list?
Yeah, group discussion. Yeah, we don't have to do top. Maybe I'll do top 5 separate.
You can leave the graphic up. I'm just going to come over here.
Perfect. We're over here on the side. So these are just like the big movies. There's probably some other stuff that are left off. This is just a list.
No more movies. I don't have here. This is it.
This is it. This is all the movies. This is all. I mean, these are all in some way or another. These are all blockbusters, right? Remember when we used to get like a blockbuster or two a year, and now we have like one every 2 weeks, basically.
How come the Fast 10 graphic looks so much like X-Men or X2?
Right, that's what I thought it was at first. When it flashed on, and I hadn't actually looked at it to read it, I was like, "Wait, what?" It's like, what did I miss? What news story did I miss? All right, so I'm already torn on just the top line because, like, if I had to pick one of those 5, like, it'd be between Quantumania, Creed 3, or Scream 6. Also, Cocaine Bear. I have no interest in Megan. I know you're
already
going to go see Megan.
We're seeing it opening night next week. Yeah.
I'm if I were to pick one out of the top 5, it would, sorry, Ant-Man, it would be Creed or Scream 6. I'm so interested in Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, Creed 3. We're still getting story by credit from Coogler, so that'll be interesting. I'd be willing to bet that he helped Jordan through the process, a bit. Stephen Cable Jr. did a great job with the second movie. I really liked it. And I know you haven't actually seen you haven't seen many of the Rocky movies, so it's probably not interesting to you.
Well,
but then
I gotta fight just for a second. I thought the first Creed was fantastic. It's the only Rocky movie I've seen.
Oh, okay, right.
I haven't yet, and we own it, so it's on my list. I haven't yet watched Creed 2. I plan on doing it before 3 comes out. I am actively interested in Creed 3, but because of my lack of experience with the franchise, I can't say it's my number 1 on that row.
Okay. So coming soon to the channel will be first time watches. Jesse is going to watch the entire Rocky franchise.
And I'm out.
Putting it out there now. I'm signing him up for something he didn't agree
Hey,
to.
when we hit 1,000 subscribers, which is another like 80 some subscribers away, maybe we can talk about some Patreon watch alongs and things like that.
We're all more Jonathan Majors in our life. That's what we all need. And
if you don't have 3 Jonathan Major trailers for your movie, I don't want to bother.
I really wanted to see Devotion. I haven't had a chance to because I heard that Glenn Powell and Jonathan Majors were great in it. The movie was like so-so, but they were both great, and I really want to see Devotion. I'm whenever that comes to streaming, I do want to watch that movie. That every time I read it, Garth, I read Cathreed. I try to say it.
And four stick.
Exactly, just like that. Yes, a Ghostbusters sequel to Afterlife. So I don't think we know what it's called yet, but
next year.
Apparently in December. It'll probably get pushed. Like everything always gets pushed back. But
I adored Afterlife, to be honest.
It was amazing. I saw that with Jake and Brian, our friend Adam, or Andy, not Adam. And it was blast. It was such a great time. And I hadn't seen, like, I'm not like super, like, Ghostbusters not like my favorite movie all the time. I really enjoy the first 2. But Afterlife was so good. It was good. It was really good. Garth, I saw you tweet that at us. I haven't had a chance to look into it yet, but if I have some time, maybe tomorrow I'll do a trailer reaction for that.
If Vermostra and RRR have taught us anything.
So I saw the on the poster for this movie, Pathan, I probably pronounced that incorrectly, is the guy who had the monkey Astra at the very beginning.
The stars over there.
Yeah, so he's like the main character in this movie. So I
haven't had
a chance to watch
him in Miss Marvel. I think he's the one that they're talking about.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Chakra Khan or something to that effect. I
would have to help the ignorant in the comments.
Yeah, but he's like the main character, the main action guy of this movie. Yeah. So it looks cool. I'm gonna try to watch the trailer later tonight or tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a maybe I'll save it for tomorrow. I'll do a trailer reaction. Yes. Always sign up for the deals. They give you a great thing. I was able to do I have Cinemarks. I don't have AMC's nearby. Excuse me.
I've had AMC A-list for like 4 years, and I don't regret a day of it.
Yeah. So that you get, it's $10 a month. You get 1 free movie ticket. Boom, pays for itself. You get 20% off of popcorn and all the concessions. I always buy popcorn. So I actually hit the Cinemark Plus Platinum this year because I saw X amount of movies in the theaters. And so now I get 25%, and like you get more deals on tickets and stuff. So it used to be you could only get 1 extra ticket for the $10, and then it was normal price. Now you get every extra ticket for $10. So even if it's a nighttime movie that costs like $15 or whatever, boom, it's so much cheaper. It's a great deal. I don't understand why anyone would not sign up for those deals. They're a great deal.
I'm just gonna say Quantumania for the first row. Okay.
Quantumania for you. I think I'm with Creed 3, but Scream is the only horror franchise that I enjoy and that I'm excited about. I
need you to watch Barbarian. I need some people in the chat to sound off Barbarian.
That's a single movie. I'm talking about a franchise.
No, I know, but I know you don't want to watch it because it's a horror movie, and I'm just saying it's so fun.
I almost did. It's on streaming. I almost watched
it's on HBO, I think.
It was late though, and I was just watching something to like fall asleep to, and I was like, I shouldn't be watching that.
We should, even if it's not a stream or something. Well, I mean, we could make it.
We could make it a watch along.
But
I could do a first time.
I would love to watch it with you. Is what I'm saying. Like whether it's on a stream or not, I'd love to watch it with you.
If it's a reaction video, that just means I have to watch it multiple times because I'll be editing the whole thing. I'm like, I'll just do a watch along.
You get 4 watches for the price of 1. Right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, second You didn't say anything about John Wick. You're not super excited about Wick, or
So
what?
I am. That would be like if I made my next tier, would have been John Wick would have been like top of that.
Garth hated Barbarian, and
It's
Robert
okay, Garth.
loved it.
Yeah. Barbarian. Barbarian's on my. It's on my 10, right? I don't know.
It was on your 10. Yes. Yeah. It was your numbers like 7-ish. I don't know if your 6 through 10 were in order, but spoilers for Jesse's top 5 video, which will be coming out on Monday. We're going to do 5 videos next week, Monday through Friday. We're doing 1 video for everyone. And so Jesse's will be coming out first on Monday. So Shazam, John Wick, Dungeons and Dragons, Evil Dead, and Super Mario. I mean, of these 5, I think John Wick, right? It's got to be John Wick. I am excited for Dungeons. I think the trailer looked fun. So my kid, he's all on board. He saw it and he's super on board.
Okay, I'm going to base this off of trailers alone right now.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Dead does not have a trailer.
Okay.
Makes me sad. So it's temporarily disqualified because I want to just by instinct say Evil Dead, but I don't think that's fair. The trailer could be garbage.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite trailer out of these movies was Dungeons and Dragons, to be honest.
Okay.
But do I think John Wick will probably be a better movie? Probably. So something between Dungeons and John Wick.
I am cautiously excited for Mario. And I hope that accent was as terrible as Chris Pratt's will be.
Super Mario Brothers, here we come.
I'm more excited, less for Pratt, and obviously he's going to be the main character, but like Jack Black as Bowser, like sign me up. Like I'm super excited about that, and he sounds so good in the trailer. So I am cautiously optimistic about Mario, and I think it'll be a fun animated family movie. So I think it'll be a good time. All right, row 3: Guardians, Fast X, Little Mermaid, Spider-Man, and Transformers. And as much as I am excited for every single one of these movies, there's one answer, and it's my number 1 of the entire year, and that is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
On this, we agree.
Yes.
I think it's the first row we agree on.
Not only is Into the Spider-Verse my number 1 Spider-Man movie, it might be my number 1 Marvel movie. It's in my top 5 comic book movies. I fucking love Into the Spider-Verse, and it wasn't just the movie; it was also kind of the experience. It was the first one like I took my kid to. He loves Miles. It's his favorite character, and
favorite character by Miles.
By Miles, yes. And it was like the first movie that he would act. He was 5 at the time. I'm trying to remember his exact age, but it was the first movie he actually sat in the theater for, and just like he was glued. He was just like on the edge of the seat the whole movie. He wasn't like getting up and getting bored and running down the aisles and stuff.
The movie's so stimulating.
It's amazing. Into the Spider-Verse, fantastic. I'm trying to find.
I want our first full trailer for Little Mermaid because that teaser got me.
Yes. The teaser got me. The teaser got this channel. It was great for us.
It's on the down low, our biggest video.
Yes. I don't know if anyone else has paid attention. Of course we do because it's our channel. It's what we do. Our Little Mermaid trailer reaction with me and my daughter is our biggest video on this channel. It's at like 35,000 views or something crazy. It's nuts how well it's done for us, and that's great. But it does look good too, and Halle Bailey.
It's Halle Bailey.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I can't remember now, but she looks fantastic as well. So I am all kinds of excited for it. I was going to pull something up.
All right, I got bad news for Mike.
Oh no.
I was trying to respond to Mike in the chat, and apparently my M key on my keyboard's broken. I just tried it like 16 times. You are now Ike.
Ike. I'm trying to share my screen.
There we go. I got it working now.
Ready?
Oh, got to put down the overlay. There it is.
Here's my kid when we were meeting Spider-Man at Disneyland.
That's adorable.
He was so excited.
That's so cool.
It was a blast. Yeah. Miles is hands down his favorite character, so I'm very excited about it. Anyway, I'm also excited about Transformers: Rise of the Beast. It actually looks great. It looks like a pure sequel to Bumblebee, essentially. Yeah, and I loved me some Beast Wars as a kid.
I love Beast Wars as a kid as well. I am a little disappointed that this was a lot modern. And one of the funs of Beast Wars is that it was like prehistoric Transformers, and that was really cool. But if it is closer to Bumblebee, I'll have a good time, and I'll try not to go into it pessimistically. Plus, Anthony Ramos, Philip Hamilton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro,
I only saw a third of Hamilton. I never watched the whole thing.
Jesus Christ, that's our next watch along. That'd be a lot of fun, actually. I would love to go Hamilton watch.
It could be. I mean, I think it could be funner too if we all sat down and watched it together. That'd be great.
We should do another poll for our next group watch along. Do like Barbarian, Hamilton, or some other stuff.
Music top 5. I don't listen to enough music. I listen to so many movie scores. Like, I'm all about movie scores. I love it. So I don't listen to like new music that comes out. But yeah, check out Reviews by ZH if you're looking for some top music.
If you asked me to do like top 5 soundtracks of the year, I would name 4 movies and Taylor Swift's Midnights. Like,
it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
All right, number 4. I'm going to see if this is even a challenge.
And wait, and also Guardians. I mean, Guardians looks emotional. It looks crazy. I feel like we didn't see the same trailer. We definitely didn't see the same trailer everyone else saw at Comic-Con because they were all talking about how emotional it was. That trailer looked emotional, but we didn't get a lot of it. It was definitely a teaser. I'm excited to see more from Guardians, but we will on May 5th. So yeah, and Fast 10. You know, supposedly the part 1 to the finale of the Fast franchise, right? It was originally like a part 1, part 2. Now it's just going to be a 10 and 11, I think.
2023 is the part 1 year because Across the Spider-Verse is part 1.
Yeah.
We got Dune part 2, but you got Dead Reckoning part 1, and Fast 10 is part 1 of part 10-1.
And we get to see Gal Gadot back. Apparently, they're bringing her back somehow, some way.
Enough Gal Gadot to fill the Nile.
Jump in. You go ahead and jump into line 4.
Oh, okay, great. Elemental, which looks cute. I saw the trailer for that. Indiana Jones, like I said, when you see it on the big screen and the music really swells and hits you, it is just a teaser. But I love me some Phoebe Waller-Bridger. I get them confused. There's Phoebe Bridger is the singer, and then Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the. Get new names.
Correct. And apparently she co-wrote it too, or something. Or she was.
Do you know who she's with?
Who she's with? What do you mean?
Like who Phoebe Waller? Yeah, in a relationship with.
Oh no, who?
Martin McDonough. Yeah, 2 funny people that write funny scripts.
Shout out to Banshees of Inisherin.
And okay, so I've now seen 7 Psychopaths and In Bruges. That man is 3 for 3. Billboards will be my last. He's one of my favorite directors.
Did that win Best Picture?
I know it was nominated. I know Frances McDormand got Best Actress for it.
And Sam Rockwell won Best Supporting.
Yeah. So we will see. What is the one before Barbie? I can't read it from here.
Mission Impossible.
Oh, okay. Mission Impossible. Yeah. So we got Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, and Barbie. My most anticipated for that. It's hard to say because Barbie is like this unknown that I'm like really excited about, and I don't know why. Indiana Jones, I'm cautiously optimistic. We were obviously burned by Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Mission Impossible, incredibly made movies. It's not my bag. Elemental looks cute, but it's, we just got a little teaser. Flash is just that train wreck that I'm waiting to pass us by. I want to see it kind of out of curiosity, I guess, for Keaton, maybe, to see what kind of smorgasbord they've thrown together with like a Supergirl and supposedly Zod's in it too.
What?
And, yeah, Michael. There's like heavily a lot of reports that Michael Shannon and the girl that plays Feora are both back in this movie, and I'm like,
oh, and Angie Trow.
Thank you. Yeah. So there's a lot going on, and then we have 2 Ezra Millers.
That was interesting, yeah. And one of them wearing the old bat suit spray painted red and gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm anticipating the Flash, but it's not my top. It's Barbie. I'm so interested. Mission Impossible is going to be great. I think we know that. I think we're expecting the quality from that, and McQuarrie and Cruz and everyone involved. And they've all gotten better. I know it's going to be good, but Barbie, it's Barbie. It looks interesting. It reminds me, and Elf is my favorite Christmas movie. Maybe fighting back and forth with Home Alone and Home Alone 2. But it reminds me of Elf. It's just, this fish out of water coming from this other world, and I got to go into the real world, and I got to figure things out. And I love that type of storytelling. And so I'm very interested to see what happens. And I feel like it's going to be Barbie and Ken going on this adventure together to like kind of figure things out and find out like what their true purpose in life is or something, along with what seems like a musical, or at least there's some sort of musical numbers going on. So I'm very excited about Barbie.
Some fun stuff. Yeah.
And I kind of what you said about I enjoy Kingdom of the Crystal Skull just fine. I'm not a hater of it, but like I could take it or leave it type of thing. Shout out to the Schmodown. It did win me it was my 5-point question against Adam, and it won me my match. But I enjoy the Indiana Jones franchise overall. I was just watching Last Crusade the other night. But I was a Mummy guy, and I put that up as a short, like, hey, choose your favorite adventurer. I'm a Rick O'Connell kind of guy. And Elemental looks fun. I think Pixar rarely does wrong, so I'm always excited about a Pixar movie.
Oh, speaking of animation, I'll just throw in there Puss in Boots was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it.
Yes, it was.
Lego says this movie should be about how to put the dream house together because it's a bitch and a half.
I've had to put together 2 of those because I have a daughter, and yes, correct.
A couple things. I just commenting back to what I'm just gonna say Scout About said. See it for the director. Why is my brain all of a sudden like I know who it is, but the name's escaping me. I totally know who it's the director of It.
Which Andy Muschietti.
Andy Muschietti. I was like, a. Yeah, no, I will. I'll probably see it opening night because I have an obsession with comic book.
Yeah. I'll see it opening night with the crew, and we'll see it in IMAX Thursday night screening. I'm sure we'll see it. And honestly, and that's one of the most intriguing things about this too. Like, you get such a problematic lead like Ezra, and all the crap they put the entire studio through, and all these families through, and these people through, and the media through, and they're just out in the world punching people like a nuisance. But WB still chose. They said, hey, we have such a banger of a movie. We're willing to sacrifice and put our entire reputation on the line just so this freaking movie can come out. And it's like, that is just the concept of that. The principle alone is like, holy shit, I need to see this movie. Like, what is this? What is this movie that, that you are willing to sacrifice so much for? And so I'm interested. I'm not interested. And it's, it's a comic movie. Like, I'm in for it. I want to see the Flash. I wish they would go with whatever their original plan was, cameo here, cameo that, this, that, the other, Cavill or Affleck or whoever was in it. Just put them all in it. Who cares? We all know it's ending. Like, no big deal. Like, leave them in the movie, whatever. I want to see what their original plan was, and then just tell us it was over. Maybe it'll make us sadder. I don't know. But
I will agree before moving on. I will agree with Mike K in saying that I'm seeing the Flash because it's in my wheelhouse, but moving forward, I can't support a new Ezra Miller vehicle on good conscience. Yeah, there's just thousands and thousands of people that come together to make these movies.
Yes,
I hate this because like I've never thought Ezra Miller was a good Flash, but I do love the character of Flash. But I guess I'm more interested in the side stuff that's going on, and I would have jumped at the chance to see Batgirl if I could have and seen Michael Keaton. So I think that'll be. I don't know, man. It sounds like a mess. Like, we've heard early things that's supposed to be phenomenal or whatever, but every time something about the story comes out or seemingly comes out, I'm like, that sounds like a lot's going on in the wrong ways. But we'll see.
I'm interested too to see Supergirl. And I was trying to find her name.
Oh, I had it memorized.
It's Sasha, right here. No. Sasha Kaye. Yes, you're correct. Yeah, Sasha Kaye. Yeah. And because she could, they obviously like cast her because she could look, vaguely related to Cavill, like in a way. And I think it was a great thing.
Thank you, Chris.
And And there was that heartwarming video when Andy first told her she was cast, and there was this whole Zoom call and stuff. They recorded it. Like, it's like, oh, that was so cool. And now, it's kind of blah, blah, blah. It's all marred by everything that happened since then.
Are we moving on to the next one?
Yeah, move on to the next one.
Squinting again. What does that say? Is that Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer, The Marvels, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, which I think is animated, if I remember right.
Is that
Blue Beetle?
Seth Rogen one?
I believe it's Seth Rogen one. I'm sure Mike in chat he's all things animated. He'll correct us. And then Craven the Hunter apparently is coming out. Have they started filming that? Like, yeah, I know that they've been
photos. And why is Taylor Johnson so attractive?
Dude. Okay. I know you weren't super high on Bullet Train.
I love Lemon and Tangerine or whatever the name is.
Yes.
But I didn't care for the movie as a whole.
I need Aaron Taylor Johnson in everything, please and forever, and thank you. He is such a wide berth of an actor as far as like what he's able to do, like going from like Kick-Ass to like Bullet Train and like everything in between. I always love anytime he pops up, and I was so disappointed, not that he popped up in The King's Man, but that we got so little of him, and that movie was such a womp. Like, why was he there? Did you ever see The King's Man?
I didn't, but it just makes me think of Channing Tatum in the previous one.
Way less. He was in there way less. He essentially, I mean, the movie's a womp, so I don't mind spoiling it if anyone wants to plug your ears for a second. But he essentially becomes the first Lancelot when they're creating the Kingsmen, way back whenever.
Yeah.
But he takes the place of the kid after he dies, and it's this whole thing of like mistaken identity type of thing, or covering your tracks. And it's just like, why? And they were obviously setting up for a sequel to the prequel. I think that's what they were basically doing, and it didn't work out well, in my opinion. Anyway, Aaron Taylor Johnson's great. He's great at everything. And so I'm excited to see him. But of this list here, it's Blue Beetle. I'm so high on Gilles Madueña from Cobra Kai.
Yeah, you have that. You have that background of Cobra Kai, which he's gotta get back.
He's great. He's earnest. He's funny, but he's also this kind of like, aw shucks, like I want to do good type of thing in the show. And he always seems that way too in interviews. Like, he's done a ton of interviews with like Christian Harloff and a lot of other people in the space, just doing interviews for Cobra Kai and stuff like that. And anytime you see him on camera, he's just like magnetic and he's fun. He has this like,
which sounds perfect, because Jaime is really the closest thing I think of to being Peter Parker in the DC universe.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, he's gonna. And I think that they can easily save whatever references were in this to the DCEU. They could go back, do some reshoots, and chop out some dialogue or whatever. Unless there was some huge scenes with some actual like Batman, Superman type of characters, like they can.
Highly doubtful, because they were going to put this movie, drop it right on HBO Max originally.
Yeah.
On this list, Blue Beetle's my number 2. This is a very comic book heavy strip right here. I got 4 comic book movies and Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's the Marvels. I loved Miss Marvel as a show. I like Captain Marvel more than most, especially as a character, but just the movie in general, I did like, most people loathe it. It's on the lower tier for me for Marvel, but like I still enjoyed it enough of what it's set up. And I love Talos. Is that his name? Right? Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn's character. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's supposedly like going to be some musical numbers, and Nia DaCosta's directing. There's
musical numbers. I don't hear that.
Nia DaCosta confirmed that there will be a musical element to the movie. I don't know what that means. Okay. So that was confirmed. She said that, but then there was rumors that they traveled to a planet where they speak in song, and I was like, that sounds silly.
That sounds silly and fun. So
yeah.
Okay.
So there's enough about this that I'm looking forward to. So I'll say the Marvels for this, but Blue Beetle is a fantastic DC character. And if they get it right, he was one of the best parts of Young Justice, which is a fantastic show. I will watch Craven because I think Aaron Taylor Johnson is semi-non-problematic and easy to look at, and it might be fun. Whereas Morbius, I just couldn't do it.
I still can't believe what's such a turnaround from seeing, because I don't know Matt Smith from much. I know he was in the terrible Terminator Genesis, playing the computer's AI manifestation. And then I never saw Doctor Who, so I didn't know him from much. I'm like, oh, Matt Smith. Like, everyone's raving about Matt Smith. He was supposed to play a young Emperor or something in The Rise of Skywalker. That never happened, or it got cut, or whatever the case was. But seeing Matt Smith in Morbius, that was kind of like my first like full length thing of him. And I'm like, this guy. And then seeing him in House of the Dragon, I'm like, oh, this guy. And like he was so good. But hopefully Sony has learned their lesson with whatever happened to Morbius, and Craven turns out well, because I'm interested. I'm very interested. I can't wait to see our first images and stuff from it, but I'm very interested.
He was good in Last Night in Soho. Did you ever see that?
I never saw that. Yeah,
it's really good. It's not. Sorry, go ahead.
I haven't seen a ton of Edgar Wright stuff. I've seen like his the Cornetto trilogy. I've seen those three, but I don't think I've seen anything else of Edgar. No, I saw Baby Driver.
Okay, I was going to ask if you saw Baby Driver.
Yeah, I like Baby Driver. I think those are the only 4 movies I've seen.
Scott Pilgrim.
5 movies. There you go.
I was like, you've seen that.
I know I've seen Scott Pilgrim.
I think you've seen a lot more than you haven't.
Maybe I was about to say this is the only thing I've seen, and then I've seen 5 movies.
Yeah. And then so maybe not Shaun. Well, Shaun of the Dead is one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the 3. Yeah, that At World's End
Hot Fuzz.
and Hot Fuzz. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, I feel like you've seen most of his filmography.
maybe I have.
Yeah. It's Kirsty.
Haskell, have a good night, and yes, Happy New Year to everyone. It is New Year's Eve tomorrow or today, if depending on what time zone you're in. Have a good night, Haskell. Thank you for always stopping by, buddy.
Love the growing live viewers. Hey guys, thanks for coming on.
They spelled his name wrong. They should have been SEAN. They spelled it wrong. I'm telling you. Yeah, no, we don't need to see Spacey. Even though the whole movie, like, everyone played their part well, Kevin Spacey included. But you know, he's problematic. Like, we don't need to support that, I guess.
Yeah. It'll put you in a little bit of a Spacey jam.
I think Aaron Taylor Johnson did that for himself, if I'm being perfectly honest. But go for
it. As a straight man, I find myself thirsting for Aaron Taylor Johnson as well.
Yes.
Okay. So why did I go down my list when you had this thing ready? We could just pop this up and could have just gone for it.
That's what you had a list ready. I was going to let you do your thing. I wasn't prepared, so this was my list. I was just gonna go.
I like your preparation better than my preparation.
You probably put more time into it. I'd screenshotted something I was looking at earlier on my phone. Okay, so I'm excited. I'm excited about
vaguely organized chaos.
Yes,
exactly. There it
is. T-shirt.
Oh, for Josh. No, this is a completely new TMNT movie. If you're saying TMNT, it's not a sequel to the old animated movie, but it is animated.
Something you know what? I don't know anything about it. I know it's going to be an animated movie, and it's Seth Rogen's involved. And go Google it. Let us know. Put it in the chat.
By the way, 2007's TMNT might be the best Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh, you haven't seen the first 2 in the 90s? Then
I have, but the second one, despite having Toko Razor and Super Shredder, none of the turtles were allowed to use their weapons because it promoted violence with children. So Michelangelo was using sausage links as nunchucks.
I didn't know that until our last speakeasy, or whenever you told me about that. And I've seen that movie so many times, like especially as a kid growing up in the 90s.
But
like that was
2 did have Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go, Go. And so that's worth a lot.
Go Ninja, Go Ninja, go. Where was I going? Okay, so the Marvels. I'm excited about the Marvels. I think, though, the bad thing about that is I am so excited about Tiana Paris and so much more excited about Iman Vellani, and so excited about Brie Larson. What is that to say about her sequel movie? And I'm more excited about the other 2 joining actresses and characters.
I mean, it is called The Marvels. It's not called Captain Marvel The Marvels.
It's true. It's true.
It may be a well divided film.
Maybe.
I mean, like,
hopefully.
Or maybe thinking like Captain America Civil War, it's Captain America at the center, but it was kind of about several people.
I think we didn't get a lot from Tiana in WandaVision, but we got enough to make me want more. And then we got so much of Iman Vellani in Miss Marvel to make me want so much more. And she was just much like Jolo, like as far as like young actors like coming up and becoming their own people. Like I'm just so excited for like this new crop of superheroes with these younger actors
in the
that can
most
hopefully,
healthy way.
yes, and that can hopefully carry things for the next 10 years or something.
In the most healthy way, I'm obsessed with Iman Vellani.
Yes.
I think she is adorable, funny, and I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen the like people try to
no,
put
I
her
don't.
through?
I don't have an anticipated shows. Send me one.
Have you seen the videos of people trying to Marvel quiz Iman? And
Yes.
she's like rolling her eyes at the questions.
Like, yeah, calm down. You
Trying
know,
to like gate her, and she's just like, "I will spank you down."
I can look one up from this People Geek Facts. I'll search them up and see what's up. Well,
I will go next time. All right, so the best, already the best film of next year is next on the list here on the bottom row, and is Dune Part 2. We talked about it a little bit earlier. We get to see the culmination of the war between the remainder of the Atreides family versus the Harkonnens and the Fremen and all that exciting stuff. We get I forget how to say it, but the Emperor going to be played by Christopher Walken. His daughter will be Florence Pugh. Does that make sense? Not entirely, but I'm into the casting. Also, Austin Butler as Fade Routha, and if you know your Dune story, him and Paul are going to be going toe to toe. It's going to be really exciting. More Austin Butler, please and thanks. Elvis was a lot of fun.
It was
more
a lot of fun.
Look at how this worked out. We got Timothy back to back.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. Well, granted, they're like 7 weeks apart, the November 3rd to December 15th. So that's quite some time apart.
Make my fall, Timothy.
To be honest, I might be most excited about Aquaman.
Fascinating.
But I'm honestly like I'm equally. I mean, it's got to be Dune. If it's of these four, it's Dune. My views on Dune were, one, I was excited about it from the trailers. Dune Part 1. 2, I had no reference to the books. I'd never seen the books. I never saw the original movie. I knew virtually nothing about the story. We sit down at the theater, and don't they tell you Part 1 at the end of the movie, right? Dune? They don't tell you, or was it at the beginning?
It's at the very beginning, but they never advertised it.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So you sit and you're like, oh, Part 1, interesting. Okay, I didn't know how big the story was, right? So watching it, I felt as though a lot of the visuals, the cinematography, the story, even like it was playing to the core audience of people who were already familiar with the story.
Possible.
They sacrificed a lot of the style for their core fan base instead of making it an overall like a wide berth of public excitement for the movie, if that makes sense. That being said, seeing it made me very interested. It didn't make me very excited. It wasn't one of my best movies of the year. But in the week afterwards, I downloaded the audiobook and I listened to the whole entire book, which is what Part 2 will, cover. And that made me more interested to then go back and rewatch it afterwards and enjoy it more.
And I think that's fair. And like I said, I can't unread the book to watch the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And so this may be a very biased anticipation. I'm curious if there's anyone in the chat that hasn't read the book, that has seen the Dune movie, and what your anticipation levels is. I saw that Scout said they haven't seen Dune yet. It's on HBO. It's phenomenal. It's hard to beat the theatrical experience of that movie, but it's definitely worth checking out. Just make sure you're paying attention because it's pretty dense.
I would say if you have time, I think that knowing the backstory of it first makes it a little more enjoyable.
Even if it's a 15-minute video on YouTube.
I would say actually to get the audiobook and spend some time. And now I have a lot of headphone time at work. I have a lot. I listen to it over the course of one work week because I can listen to stuff when I'm working. So if you have time to listen to something while you're doing other things, do that, in my opinion. And Princess Irulan, who Florence Pugh is going to be playing, is sprinkled throughout the entire book. They jump. Like it's like a scene with Atreides, and then they jump to Princess, and the scene with and then they're back and forth. They did not do that for the first movie. They saved pretty much all of her story for the second movie, obviously. So
Fade Routha, well, and the names are escaping right now. Dave Bautista's character.
Harkonnen, something Harkonnen.
I mean,
No.
he is a Harkonnen, but
Yeah, I don't
it's
remember his
like
name.
something with the B.
I forgot Batista was in it. Jeez.
Well, it's they introduced him kind of early in the
Right.
story in this one.
Anyways,
I forgot.
I'm staring at my computer.
Anyways, Josh says of this lineup, he thinks that Super Mario Brothers will earn the most. I do more than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Glossu, Rabin, Harkonnen. Rabin?
Oh, Raban is
Raban.
yeah.
Raban Harkonnen. Yeah.
I think they call him something like the Beast or something like that. But
hold on. You think of this lineup? Do you mean just that second line of 5 movies?
Yeah. Which of those 5, sure. But I think Barbie's going to be $1 billion movie. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, it could be. I think we have quite a few $1 billion movies here.
That's a fun question. Look over this. Yeah. How many do you think are across the $1 billion mark?
Put that in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Top line $1 billion. Maybe Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man's going to settle around like the 5 to 7, somewhere in that range.
So you know,
could make a lot of money.
Madness at 955.
That's so crazy. It's such a bad movie. No, I'm just kidding. It's not bad. I will say of the 58 movies, I've seen 58 new releases this year. Yeah. It's the last movie on my scale before I get to I didn't like these movies.
I mean, I'm not. Yes, Wonka's directed by Paul King, so I have to see this. I agree. We were talking about that a little bit earlier.
Okay, Quantumania, I think maybe 700 if it's lucky. I think Creed probably around the same range. I don't think the Creed movies made like $1 billion. They made a lot of money, just not like $1 billion. Screen, no cooking beer. Shazam, the first Shazam movie made like 800, like didn't it? It made like a lot.
No, Shazam it made its money back, but underperformed. I would say it's like 500 or 600.
Oh yeah, but it only had like 120,000, $120 million.
It was like it was less than 100, I think.
Oh, okay.
Shazam.
It was the Deadpool version. It was
exactly. It was 70,
John Wick, no. Dungeons, no. Mario Brothers will probably make some of the most. Honestly, that might be because it's animated. It's a family movie. It's gonna do like Despicable Me numbers, which is 1.4 billion easy.
I think Super Mario Brothers is the most. I guess that's the way we could do it. Instead of how many are going to make $1 billion, what's the most profitable film of each row? So we're saying Quantumania for the first row, right?
Oh, profitable, sure.
Yeah,
like just top dollar. Yes, I'll say Quantumania in the top row.
Super
Mario. Third one,
because Spider-Verse didn't gross that much.
It didn't make much. It made like in the mid 2s to 3s. It didn't make a lot of money at all. It really. It could be Transformers, which is known to make a lot, but Bumblebee didn't make a lot.
Bumblebee did not make a lot. Did Guardians 2 hit $1 billion? I feel like 2 made more than 1.
It made more than 1, but I don't think it hit $1 billion. The Fast movies and the Transformer movies historically make more than $1 billion. But I got to be honest, The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is going to make the Lion King numbers exactly, which made like 1.5 billion or something crazy. Someone fact check me. Hey, especially Bucks in the chat. What's up, Buck? I haven't seen him.
Scout's saying they think 12 total out of this list will be $1 billion. I don't know if it'll be that many, but
what does Jeff Snyder know? You tell Jeff Snyder to come in our chat and subscribe to our channel and like the video, and he can comment and tell me where I'm wrong.
See you soon, Jeff. Okay, so Little Mermaid highest earner. I think Little Mermaid and Fast X has been getting, or the Fast franchise has been getting diminishing returns to some degree, but it's still a big earner.
Yeah,
we'll see if it hits $1 billion. It's going to be right around $1 billion, either a little over, a little under. I think Little Mermaid for sure. I think Barbie might do it for the fourth row. Maybe. What do you guys think? Flash, no. Elemental, we'll see. It'd have to really be good. I don't think Elemental is going to have a huge opening. Indiana Jones is going to be big. Probably can hit $1 billion. I mean, I don't know what Kingdom of the Crystal Skull
I think it made a lot. If I'm being honest, I gotta look it up. Let me see. I'll look up.
I think this will end up being more anticipated than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I hope. I don't know.
Oh, I think it's much more anticipated for sure. It made 790. It made 790.
It could then. It could hit $1 billion, but it's. I think it could. Mission Impossible is a high earner too, isn't it? Doesn't that usually? Did the last one do $1 billion? I feel like if it didn't, it got close.
I want to say it did. Was Fallout the last one, right? Mission Impossible.
Because I know that Top Gun was his biggest movie.
Yeah, I mean it's top 10. Box office 790. It made the same amount as
I feel like this one will probably be around the same ballpark.
Yeah.
High end 900, low end 7.
It could be.
Barbie's gonna be a sleeper.
Garth, I'll wait for the second message. I see you, Garth. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, Robert, I'm getting inside info from my kid. He's like, Spider-Verse, all the money for Spider-Verse. He's like, I'm just here to tell you, Dad, all the money in Spider-Verse.
So if it was between, I mean, unless you think Elemental's really going to pull one out and be like the next Frozen.
It looks cool. It could be like the next like Inside Out. That's what I'm anticipating, like Inside Out levels of emotion and excitement type of that, just from the 37-second teaser or whatever we saw. But it looks pretty cool. I'm excited about it. Definitely. I think the Flash will make a ton. The Flash is gonna make $1 billion. Like everyone's gonna want to see this. I think everyone's gonna want to see this movie. This is $1 billion movie. Like everyone's gonna be like, "What is this craziness?" Like I was talking about it earlier. I'm not gonna rehash it, but
I want to get an opening weekend bet going with you at some point.
For the Flash?
Actually, yeah. We don't have to do it right now, but I want to put that on the table. You think it's gonna open 120 and then cross $1 billion?
Yeah.
Curious what the chat thinks.
Book it, clip it out, send this to TikTok, and let us know.
I think it could do 100 to 120 opening, but I think it's going to fall off.
Yeah, maybe,
possibly,
maybe it'll run off the cliff.
Hey.
All right, Oppenheimer, Marvels, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Blue Beetle and Kraven. I think none of these movies will do $1 billion.
For the record, Captain Marvel crossed $1 billion.
I just remembered that as you started talking. We live in a world where Aquaman and Captain Marvel made over $1 billion.
It's true.
And Batman versus fucking Superman did
700 million, right? Something like that. And then Justice League was like less.
It was less, yeah. Oh, I remember. Yeah, that was the whole thing, and from 2017 on, or 2016 rather. That's when BBS came out. It's just shocking that happened. That's hilarious. I think a lot of people watch Captain Marvel a lot of time, for like the big female action movie, even though like Wonder Woman came out the year before, which almost made $1 billion. That's true. It was kind of tight in, yeah. I don't know. I think the thing is about Captain Marvel is the haters are always more vocal, especially online. Everyone's hiding behind a keyboard, right? And I think that people like the general public of people like that movie a lot more than the online film critic kind of clique that we, the echo chamber that we all put ourselves in on Twitter and stuff like that.
Like it enough to see it doesn't mean it's your favorite thing ever.
Exactly.
And I think out of that list, I don't know if it's going to be gangbusters, but I think that the Marvels is the most profitable out of those 5.
I also agree with that, Garth. I agree. I think you're right. The Marvel's most popular or most.
I'll give Oppenheimer 500 or 600.
Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah.
What did Dunkirk do?
Not that, I don't think.
Dunkirk, and now Tenet's not a good barometer because it came out in the middle. Dunkirk did 527, so you're probably right on.
What about Interstellar or Inception? Either one of those. I feel like Nolan movies do around 5 or 6.
Interstellar did 7.
Okay, I thought we're looking around a 6 ballpark. I think
Inception did 836. You're probably right. I think 5 to 6 is a great number. That's a good call.
But it also had pretty phenomenal trailers.
True. I never saw Dunkirk. I still haven't seen it. I've not seen Memento or Dunkirk. I need to see those.
Prestige is probably still the best one.
Prestige, and to be honest, I've come around on Batman Begins more than The Dark Knight.
I agree. I
As
think
my
Batman
favorite.
Begins is a better Batman movie than The Dark Knight is. I
So
think
yeah,
The Dark Knight's a good Joker movie.
prepping for Shimoda stuff last year, I did another rewatch of all the Batman and Superman movies, and Batman Begins was worlds better, I think, than I remembered it being as far as that trilogy went. And that was
I feel like a lot of the writing is really good.
Ooh, Josh, that's true. And there's not a lot of films that will cater to China. I think, yeah, China will. Slander. What? What do we say? What do we say?
Did we get another stream?
I'm inclined to believe you. Garth sent one, but it seems like half a sentence. I wasn't sure. I was waiting for another.
I think these are some more from his list from earlier.
Oh, okay. We can read that off. You want to read it?
Sure. Garth Harkness McMurray donated $1. Thank you, Garth. You are the man. Once again, we really appreciate it. No, but seriously, honestly, really appreciate you guys in the chat that come on live and hang out with us, but also like the donations. They help a lot. Nobody here is like, just swimming in the wealth. So we appreciate you showing your love and support. It's awesome. Zilgar said some more. The Old Way. That's the Nick Cage Western. That sounds ridiculous. Renfield, Nick Cage's Dracula. Are you sure this isn't Lego that's in this in? 65, Adam Driver sci-fi with dinosaurs. That trailer got me, bro. And
that's
trailer reaction. List. It's not apparently not a blockbuster. Isn't that straight to streaming, or did I make that up?
Oh no, let me look it up. You keep talking.
Go to theaters? I'm not sure. The Meg 2, The Trench. That's funny. James Wan, I guess, was going to do a Trench movie until the Meg 2 took that title from him. Jason Statham sci-fi. The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That's not my jam personally, but go off, Garth. True Love, Gareth Edwards sci-fi movie. Oh, I like Gareth Edwards often. I enjoyed the first Godzilla movie. There's mistakes made, especially with human characters. But I do like that movie, and Rogue One's pretty great too, even though it's a combination of Gareth Edwards and Tony Gilroy. Good picks.
We don't know Scrooge McDuck. However, the opening to DuckTales is one of my favorite theme songs of all time because it's a blast. So 65 comes out March 17th, the same day as Shazam. So they probably just did like one big movie from each release date, my guess. Or maybe they didn't think it was a big one. I'm excited about 65.
That's Megan's on this list compared to everything else.
I never saw Meg. Oh yeah, Megan. Oh no, Meg. I think you're saying Meg. The Meg 2 with Jason Statham. I never saw the first Meg, so I don't know. Renfield as Dracula. I think that'll be like not indie movie, but that'll be more like the Unbearable Weight and Massive Talent type of movie. The Old Way. I'm not a huge Western fan, but I'm not a Western fan. I'm just not like well familiar like with the genre.
The last Western I saw was the Magnificent Seven reboot.
The last Western I saw was Logan. The Hunger Games. I am very not excited about them. I wasn't a huge Hunger Games guy. I enjoyed them fine. I saw them all, but it's such waning interest by the time the fourth movie came out. I don't know. Very minimal. I think people who read the book are more excited about it. And I honestly, and you know me, this is a prequel. Move on with your life. Quit doing prequels. let's move on. Let's move on with our lives, type of thing. DuckTales. Woo. DuckTales. Woo.
Sean's looking at me like you grew up without DuckTales, and it shows.
Did you really?
I didn't have SWAT.
Sad.
None of them were like Disney or DuckTales or anything else. I grew up with 90s Spider-Man and X-Men, hence why I am the way that I am.
I also grew up with those. Okay, last line. And let's wrap it up because I know you said you wanted to go home.
We kind of talked about the last line.
Huh?
We talked about the last night a little bit already. Dune and Wonka. Well, we didn't talk about Ghostbusters at all.
Yeah. I didn't touch on that last night at all. So I don't know. Wonka could make a lot. I wonder how much the Johnny Depp Wonka movies made.
Yikes.
Charlie? Was it
I think that's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the new one. I think.
You're correct. Yeah, it was Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I always forget. I always mix them up. How much did that movie make? $475. So not like huge. It didn't have that Depp, magic on it, like the not Guardians, the Pirates movies did.
It had
But
something.
I think they could lean heavily into like, oh, this is the director of Paddington, and like get that type of like family
If they
movie
have
type
Pedro
stuff.
Pascal crying while watching Wonka, I think more people will watch it.
The second Paddington made mid twos. The first one made 280. So I think that's gonna make it. Give it 300.
Thank God for the unbearable weight of massive talent getting me to watch the Paddington movies finally, because they changed my life.
I need to watch them. We had started the first one. The kids got tired. They had to go to bed, and we just never went back to it. So I never watched the second one, obviously. But those are a couple movies I really need to watch. I do want to. I think Dune will make the money because the first Dune did the first Dune make $1 billion?
First Dune?
Dune make 800 or something?
No.
Oh, it
Dune
made like
did
400.
Yeah,
it
Dune
didn't
did
make a lot
not.
at all.
No, because remember when I was like worried that we were going to
Yeah.
part 2? That's why.
Right.
It was an expensive movie that did not overperform.
Yeah. Denise movies don't. I mean, Blade Runner didn't either. Didn't make a lot.
Blade Runner straight up lost money. I think Dune did break even, I think.
Yeah, budget was 180. It made 400. So
They made Dune for 180.
that's what it said. That's what the homepage of Google says. I'm not going to do any more research.
If that's true, that's damn impressive.
Yeah.
You look at what Denny did with 180 versus what Marvel does with 250. I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, I think of these, I think Aquaman's going to be the top earner. I mean, the first movie made $1 billion. The second one, granted, it's going to really depend on the waning interest of the DCU. If this is the last DC universe,
plus Amber Heard.
We've heard that she's minimal, right? She's being kind of removed a bit.
Yeah. I really don't know anything about it.
Scout, do us a favor. Start throwing TV shows in the chat. I do not have a graphic or any other. We could only just go off of stuff that was on top of our brain. So feel free to start throwing things in. We'll comment about it.
Most of my shows will be 2024, to be honest, because I'll be waiting for House of the Dragon to come back. I'll be waiting for the Sandman to come back, and I'll be waiting for Rings of Power to come back.
Yes.
I assume we're getting the next season of Ted Lasso next year.
Oh, Ted Lasso would be top.
That.
I wanted more Hannah Waddingham and Willow.
Yeah. That was
just give us all the Hannah Waddingham.
I literally cut short.
Right. Yeah, she was. No, we're Jesse works tomorrow, so we were trying to cut it a little short 30 minutes ago, but he's still up. He's still kicking. So
I also ran out of my water, so it's time.
Yeah. Rings of Power, we say. Yes, but sadly for both of those, both for House of the Dragon and Rings of Power, we have to wait at least 2 years. I mean, those movies are good. And Andor too. Like those are not going to be shows we're going to see in 2023, which is sad. I mean, my most anticipated show is coming in 3 weeks. The Last of Us.
That's true. Yeah, Last of Us. Boom.
And do we know how many episodes? Someone in the chat tell us. Are we getting 8, 10, 12?
I would imagine 10 at some point. 10's very standard for HBO.
Yeah, HBO does a lot of 10 episode seasons, so I'd imagine.
I heard the first episode's like 83 minutes.
Yes, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
X-Men 97's next year on Disney Plus. Heck yeah,
that'll be fun. I definitely grew up on that. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm excited about it because it's more of it, but I'm interested. I'm definitely gonna watch it for sure.
Yeah, I guess let's just throw all the Disney Plus stuff in a bag. All the Star Wars, all the Marvel. Looking forward to all of that. If Acolyte is next year, that's my most anticipated Star Wars show. They're already filming, so I assume it's going to be next year at some point.
Yeah, so we got Mando 3 coming out.
Skeleton Crew is also filming.
Skeleton Crew. We have Marvel Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion coming. I was like,
I think that one's already done filming, I think.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
There's no special presentations right yet, I think. Like the holiday special or like Werewolf by Night.
What's your list? I don't see a list anywhere. Where did you send it?
Don't know.
Did you Streamlabs it in? I'll refresh the screen. No. Anybody else in the chat? Excitement? Is there? I'm still only halfway through season 2 of For All Mankind. I think season 3 just came out this year, right?
Yeah, it did.
Did that?
But you are clipping along through For All Mankind.
I haven't watched one in a month or more. So I need to get back to it. I've been trying to watch like a lot of movies coming the end of the year, and then just busy with work and this channel and everything.
You've told me multiple times where you're at. Just to like sidebar for a second, what are you thinking about it?
I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's emotional. I'm midway through season 2, and
it just gets more emotional as you go.
Yeah, stuff happens. Was that season 1 with the kid? That was season 1. That was the end of season 1.
That was season 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they've jumped forward a few years now into season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Twitter. I'll check that real quick. Let's see.
Trying to think what other.
Whoa, that's a long.
Oh, Severance. Right. Severance should be coming back on Apple TV.
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna run down a list. There's 34 here. You tell me where to stop.
Oh my gosh.
The Flash final season, Nancy Drew final season, Kaleidoscope. Not familiar with Kaleidoscope. Scott, put that in the chat. What's Kaleidoscope? Mayfair Witches, The Last of Us, Manifest season 4 part 2. Gen V. Oh, that is the Boys spinoff. Yeah. The trailer came out to zero fanfare. No one watched it. I watched. It was like a teaser. She's walking through a high school or something. I can't remember really. And I mean, maybe that goes to show like no one talked about that. La Brea season 2, Titan season 4, Superman and Lois. I have
Patrol season 4. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I need to catch up on Superman and Lois. I watched a few episodes of season 2, and I didn't finish the season, so that's one I need to catch up on. The Idol, I'm not familiar with at all. Secret Invasion. Ooh, Echo. Echo is supposed to come out next year. Lockwood and Co. I don't know what Lockwood and Co. is. The Umbrella Academy 4. I love the Umbrella Academy, but my interest is waning. I hope that they wrap it up because I know that they're going to end it after season 4. So I hope they really do a good job of wrapping it up. Agatha, Covenant Chaos. Is that set for this year?
I mean, there's been casting announcements and things. Oh yeah, Aubrey Plaza is going to be in that.
Yeah, the villain, right?
Did they confirm that?
I do not remember. Wolfpack. Don't know what that is. Ginny and Georgia season 2. Don't know what that is. Vikings Valhalla. Jake Berlin, friend of the show, he loves himself some Vikings. He will not shut up about it. But I've never seen a single Vikings show. A Netflix show you can watch in any order is Kaleidoscope. Interesting.
Mike says
K.
Yep, go ahead.
I was just agreeing with Mike.
Yeah, it's going to be a banner year for Marvel Television. Agreed.
How I Met Your Father season 2. I never watched How I Met Your Mother, so that was never interested in me. Riverdale. My wife watched it, but she fell off of Riverdale. She never finished the last.
Riverdale fell off of Riverdale, but that's okay.
Yeah, they got crazy. They started doing some crazy stuff.
There's a TikTok dedicated to the weirdness of Riverdale, and it's fun to watch.
Okay. The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Maisel is something I really want to get into, especially not watching quite as many movies as I have been for like Schmodown stuff. Like I want to get into more TV that I've been missing the last like 2 years, and Maisel was one. Jack Reacher was another one I wanted to because I love Alan Richardson. I really want to catch up on that show too. A lot of the Amazon stuff, to be honest.
January might be a good month for that. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Resident Alien movies. Resident Alien's a lot of fun. A little difficult to watch, but
okay. Yeah, episodically I've never been into that one, but my dad will come over to like hang out with us and the kids, and he'll watch Resident Alien. And it's always funny. It's just watching like Alan Tudyk do some crazy shit. It's always good.
As Queen Harry Spiegelman.
Queen Charlotte is a Bridgerton spinoff. Did you watch Bridgerton?
Whenever Lauren wanted to be like, look at how spicy this scene is, I'm like, oh yes, the spice.
Yeah. Yellowstone season 5. I haven't seen Yellowstone yet. Doom Patrol season 4. Carnival Row.
Yellowstone spinoff with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, 1923 or something like that. With Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. Yes, thank you. Carnival Row final season, I'm guessing. The 90s show is coming back. Never Have I Ever season 4. Don't know what that is. Not dead
Never
yet.
have I ever seen it.
Never have I ever. Not Dead Yet. Don't know what that is. Fatal Attraction. Animal Control. These are cut off at the bottom. Gotham Knights. Oh, from the CW Gotham Knights. I have zero interest in that. The trailer looked terrible, and I just don't want to even try it.
Much love. All the love.
Scout, I don't know what your 33 is. The Watchful Eye, maybe? And then Bel Air Season 2. Bel Air got some high praise. I didn't pick it up. It was more dramatic than I wanted to watch, but I mean, I enjoyed the original Fresh Prince, but I just never got into Bel Air at all. It was on Peacock, I believe.
Lots to look forward to in 2023.
Ooh. Mike, speaking of Vox Machina, it does premiere next month. Right after, I think the week after The Last of Us, in fact. I'm thinking about it. I might binge through season 1 and possibly do some reactions for the channel. So tune in. I know you'll be there. But I might do that. Or if I don't want to edit them, I might just do watch alongs because it just takes a lot of time. So I just have to find time to actually sit down and like binge through them. So yeah, tune in. Keep your eye on. I do want to watch it. A lot of people praised it, and I'm down for cartoon type of stuff and animated shows and stuff. But I know that I like stuff like the Invincible was really fun, like Amazon type of stuff. So I'm interested.
Hey, we got another Streamlabs here as we're kind of wrapping up and finding our end towards here. Garth, you're the best, man. Thank you so much. Garth has given us his TV show list for 2023. Awesome. The Umbrella Academy, X-Men 97, Star Trek Picard Season 3. If I had Paramount Plus, I would probably start watching some of the new Star Trek because I love the Star Trek, the new movies, but I never really watched old Star Trek. And it sounds like some of this new stuff on Paramount Plus is a nice blend of old and new Star Trek. So I would love to get into that. Agatha, Coven of Chaos, of course. Secret Invasion, Echo, Ironheart. I don't think we mentioned Ironheart.
Yeah, forgot about Ironheart. Yeah.
Star Wars Skeleton Crew with Jude Law and Kiddos. Ahsoka. Oh my gosh, Ahsoka's gonna be, there's so much with Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Apparently, was that actually confirmed? I people all over Twitter. Brian Ward was doing great photoshops. Was that actually officially confirmed?
So I would have to double check. I saw it rumored for a while, and I wasn't paying attention to it. And I think a few more reputable places started talking about it. So I think it's official, but I could be wrong. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that's a show? There's going to be a show for that?
I love the movie. The movie is hilarious. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then Taika Waititi's doing Time Bandits. I keep forgetting about. Yeah.
I loved the Time Bandits when I was a kid. That was fun.
I forget if you watched Our Flag Means Death. Oh, are we getting season 2 of Our Flag Means Death this year? Because that's a top TV show for me.
Chris says Mew is confirmed. So I'm excited for that.
I will say it did come out a few days ago, but I'm going to get to start watching the new season of Letterkenny next year. So
sweet. Obviously next, unless you're gonna binge it tomorrow.
I'm watching it right now. Like I've been watching this whole stream.
Like I'm trying to get through it. I want to make sure that I have it all. That's a lot. Just the only last things to say that I'm excited for is
this channel to blow the hell up.
Jedi Survivor. Is coming out in a couple months. I will try. I don't remember the date on that, but Diablo 4 is coming out.
July, I think.
There's a voice in my ear telling me Diablo 4 is coming out.
Who is it?
I might do a replay of Jedi Fallen Order. I might do it live on the channel, or at least for fun, or at least over on Twitch, maybe. Which we never really promote much because we don't often go live on Twitch, or at least I don't. Jesse does more often than I do recently. Just trying to play, what Diablo or The Last of Us.
There's commentary-less gameplay on there for your viewing pleasure.
It's just gameplay and then long pauses and then buffering. And that's how Jesse plays games.
Mostly buffering, though.
Mostly buffering, yes. 100%. But yeah, I might try to go through a Fallen Order again because I only played through it the once and then played certain parts, replayed certain parts. But I might go through that storyline. I love Cal Kestis. He's one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Him and Kanan. I was watching TikTok. Fucking TikTok got me crying earlier. I was watching TikTok and they put like the epic, like John Williams Star Wars score behind Kanan when he holds back the fire and he blows Hera off in the ship, and I was like, "Oh, I need to sacrifice. Anyway, yeah. Ooh, National Treasure. I've heard good and bad, and I don't know.
I've watched one episode in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I haven't picked it up yet. You know what people didn't talk about this year? The Mighty Ducks Game Changers. I freaking love the Mighty Ducks, and not enough people were talking about it. And because it was a kid's show, like it wasn't like a lot like high on people's lists, but I love the Game Changers. It was a good show this year. But anyway, Zelda is coming out as well next year. Zelda, I forgot the exact title. It's the Breath of the Wild sequel. Tears of the Kingdom is going to come out this year as well. This May 12th, it looks like. So that will be a fun game that I will put everything else quack. Lego knows.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to get myself some Marvel Midnight Suns too soon.
Oh yeah, I still haven't finished Horizon Forbidden West, which I really loved and I want to finish. I just got wrapped up. I still haven't finished God of War Ragnarok, which I'm like, I hope I'm halfway through. Like I'm doing so many other things that I can't finish it. And then hopefully by the time Jedi comes around, I will have finished both of those games, or at least one of them. And then freaking Tears of the Kingdom comes out 2 months later, because I think Survivor comes out in March. This one comes out in May. Like, there's too many games, and they take too much time. Like, stop dropping all these 80-hour games, because I can't.
Or the solution is we get 800,000 subscribers and like 100,000 Patreons, and we can do this for a living, and then we can just all the time, all the time. It'd be great. I'm gonna rent out the studio and record stuff. It'll be great.
Guys, gals, and everyone in our chat. We are so close to 1,000. Our goal for next year is just to hit 1 million. Like that.
It's just right there.
It'd be great if we could do this full time. And then we could give you all the content that you may or may not want, but all the stuff that we love to do. And I could quit my job, and and we'll live off the AdSense. We won't even ask you to become a patron. We'll just live off of AdSense, because we'll hopefully get a lot of views on it. No, I would love to have more time to do everything, but I also work close to 50 hours a week. So, it takes time, and I got kids, and I'm coaching a baseball team, and, things happen.
All right. Well, ready to go to bed.
We'll share tips, I'll text you.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a blast and a half. I had fun. It was great to get back into the speakeasy groove. Originally, we were going to talk some Christmas stuff, but you guys just got really excited about 2023, and we jumped in on that excitement and had a lot of fun with it. So, thanks for joining us so much. You guys mean the world to us. Our community is awesome. Go ahead, Sean.
We haven't pushed our Discord much, but we do have a Discord, and it will be somewhere down below in the description. If not,
yes, it's right now. Currently,
it is. Ooh, we have a Discord invite in the description.
Yeah, we do. So, also to plug the top 5 videos that we have coming up for 2022 and our favorite movies, there is a top 5 chat channel in our Discord, and you can share your top 5s. And I think that'll be a really fun conversation to have. So stay tuned. My top 5 is dropping on Monday.
Correct.
Right, which is New Year's Day. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's the day after.
It's the day after me. It's day 2 of New Year's.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, with that, it's been Jesse and Sean. Hanging out with you guys has been a blast. We'll see you on the next video. And until then, keep it real.